right? Because you are participating in meaningless feats. Now you're back to doing the same thing, making threats on. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I think what's going on here is NBA Ben 10, before this incident, for the most part, was being looked at as like the boogeyman. Oh my God, he's the NBA Youngboy's top goon. But none of these dudes are top goons, bro. Ben 10, Youngboy, they all pay people to put in the work for them, right? But they reap the benefits because they are the figureheads, they are the faces, right? NBA Youngboy ain't shot and killed nobody, right? But dudes around him will. So in this situation, because he was known as being a tough guy, after he got victimized in the manner he got victimized in, like somebody spat on you while you were on the ground fighting for your life, once you get victimized in that manner, you can't come home popping it how you used to pop it. So now what I feel like he's overcompensating. He's really trying to get back that street rep, but this ain't the way to do it. In the aftermath of the back and forth in the comment section, Bezel dropped a video where he calls NBA Youngboy and NBA Ben 10 soft, that they don't put in work, people around them put in work. Now, you're about to witness how easy it is to trick one of these nincompoops out of their position, to trick one of these dudes out the streets. These dudes are idiots with no impulse control whatsoever. Because a man came on the internet and called him soft, NBA Ben 10 responded back in a manner that put his life, his family's life, people around him life at risk.
All you gotta do is just live in your truth, yeah. Let the world know y'all ain't like that. That's all I want y'all to do for me. And then I swear to God, I will not go back on the rant, my bad. I just want y'all to live in y'all truth. Now it's up to y'all. I give y'all the option. This shit ain't about no money, no nothing. I just want y'all to live in y'all truth. Y'all live in y'all truth, and Bezo will shut the fuck up. I swear to God, man, I would activate this page. I would get rid of this page. Y'all just live y'all truth. And I swear to God, y'all will not hear from me no more. This the truth. This how y'all say the truth. Look, we ain't like that. But the f***ers around us, they like that. Once y'all say that, I swear to God, I'm going to delete this.
This absolute idiot, in order to prove to another man he probably hasn't had a conversation with in almost a decade, in order to prove to him that he's really like that, he posted his literal address. Now I'm blurring it out so you can't see it, but he posted his address to his op to prove that he's tough and really like that. What I can't begin to really break down in words how stupid some of you guys are. Some of y'all got no business being in the streets, bro. Y'all weren't made to survive in the street. If you thought the way to prove to y'all ops you tough is by dropping your address, your public location in an Instagram comment where everybody and a mama can see, including people who don't like you, just like clockwork, it didn't even take a week. Literally 4 days after going back and forth online, dropping your location, doing the malarkey. Well, Ben 10 was shot. He was shot again after being out the hospital for no more than a month. Even if he thought the person he was responding to was soft, you think all your enemies are soft? You think everybody on the internet is soft? You think everybody is soft?
Nobody tells you when you have a kid or buy a home, you should have a will or trust. And LegalZoom is one of the best places to get one. When I realized I needed a will, I had so many questions. Where do I start? How much is it going to cost? How and where do I make one? What if I need to change something down the line?
So, coincidentally, right on cue, after dropping the address, Baton Rouge rapper NBA Ben 10 identified as one of 3 shots on Wall Street.
And hey, new information here just into the newsroom a couple minutes ago. A triple shooting in the Valley Park area sent 2 folks to the hospital last night. Baton Rouge police say the shooting erupted around 10 o'clock last night on Wells Street. You're seeing an overhead look right there. We're told 3 victims were shot, and 2 of those victims, they arrived at the hospital by car. There's no word on their condition at this time, and as we continue to learn more about this ongoing investigation, we will let you know. In the meantime, if you know anything that can help investigators try to determine what all went down, give Crime Stoppers a call at 344-STOP. As always, you can remain anonymous.
Well, that was stupid. That was dumb. He got shot in his shoulders and his leg. Well, his shoulders and his legs. Pause. Right? So, again, it's stupid. It's dumb. These dudes are not made out for the street. Yo, young boy is in Paris right now living his life while his friends are in America drowning without him. They can't survive without him. Even if NBA Ben 10 says, hey, I don't care about dying, I'm a crash out. Okay. But I know you care about jail. Y'all care. Yo, a lot of y'all are more terrified of jail than death. I don't know why anybody would be more terrified of jail than death, but okay, so the last thing you want to do is make yourself more hot. In this climate, bro, the fans are still looking to indict y'all for what y'all did during the All-Star draft situation. Y'all kidnapped somebody, y'all robbed him, y'all tried to snatch his chain, and that person was able to get a gun and get y'all off. That's still charges coming. We know for a fact they're trying to get All-Star JR to tell on y'all. And that was discussed during the Academics and Vlad interview. So if this is lingering over your head, why would you not lay low?
You know, this guy named Cartel Bo says that this whole situation will trickle down to Jay Prince Jr. and the RICO case and stuff like that. I don't know about that. This seems like a random, yeah, there was some beef between them over a baby mother, but this does not seem like a RICO kind of thing. Well, you never know what a RICO kind of thing is. Yeah, that's true. Because the RICO would be them thinking that Jay Prince Jr. is engaged in a pattern of violence and behavior that are resulting in people getting killed and severely injured. And it's based on, racketeering, which is, or RICO is the ultimate conspiracy charge that is usually aimed at the person who we never see do the crime. Right? The reason why you charge somebody with a RICO is because you think that they're the person that's paying for the, they got the soldiers, right? Yeah. So, how you get them? You hit them with a RICO. So again, when people hear about all this mythical stuff when it comes to the Prince family, and they feel like they're ordering murderers and they could tell they have an army of dudes that could do X, Y, and Z. And also, I think Cartel Bo, I didn't know he said that. Actually, I posted it, but I didn't watch the full video. Here's the ironic thing about him. So if he's saying that, it now makes you think, if he's alluding to a RICO, maybe the police, and again, the police might just be waiting on, hey, we need much more to connect this guy to. By the way, and the last thing, if we're talking about the charge for All-Star JR, right? I don't think he'll be indicted, right? This is going to go away. I think this is either going to get dismissed or get superseded into something else. I heard he did have a warrant, supposedly. So these might be aggravating factors. But I think this complaint was to put him in custody. According to what I've heard, he not only left confessions, he hopped in a white Escalade and he left the scene. He hasn't spoke to police, but has been making his songs online.
Street dudes are the only specimens that are devolving, right? Like, they're not evolving with time. No, they're getting dumber with time. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out how this fraud guru just lied and panicked again after getting exposed in this new interview that just dropped. I'm going to see you guys in this video right here somewhere on my screen. Send me a hype to this video by clicking the hype button if you want to push my video and support me. Please send me a hype. I'm going to see you guys in this video right here. Out of here, folks. Peace.
Earth. This is not my opinion. This is like recent global polling goes to show that Israel is the most hated nation on planet Earth, scoring 3 points below North Korea. Okay, and just so you know, the United States is not doing well either. We are below Russia, okay? There is a land war going on in Europe right now, which is fucking mind-boggling to even think of. I know that we kind of moved past it because of Iran and shit, but there's dead-ass a massive land war with 35,000 people dying per month in Europe, which is insane. And nobody seems to give a fuck because Israel exists, unfortunately. So we're going to be talking about the global polling. We're going to watch a little bit of Harry Enton on CNN discussing how Americans, by and large, just no longer support Israel, primarily in the Democratic Party and overwhelmingly in younger generations, right? The strongest ironclad supporters of Israel obviously remain to be Republicans, because Republicans are so certain of little governments. They are all just tucked away and obviously among the older population. Like boomer Republicans are the ones who vehemently have undying loyalty to Israel. So we're going to be talking about that. Speaking of Israel, we're going to be talking about Jack Schlossberg, who's running for one of the congressional seats in New York City, I believe in like Midtown. He is, what is he? He is JFK's only living grandson. He is a staunch Zionist. He is a piece of shit. He has wild allegations against him, and there's a new New York Times article talking about his just chaotic campaign and how he's firing all of his staffers and then rehiring a new batch and then firing all of them and weirdly flirtatious with people who are interviewing to be in his campaign. He's a fucking piece of shit, and nobody can support Schlossberg. Granted, you shouldn't be supporting any of the Kennedy clan, okay? I mean, the Kennedys are a political dynasty, much like the Bushes, much like the Clintons, much like the Trumps. They do not give a fuck about you, the working class. The only Kennedy that ever gave the fuck about the American people was shot through the brain by Mossad, okay? Mossad and the CIA together. Then we're going to be talking about, obviously, Trump is in China. Trump is in China, and he's being dog-walked by Xi Jinping. And Xi Jinping, instead of telling him, like, we only give a fuck about Taiwan, don't you dare try to take Taiwan from us, we are going to take Taiwan back. And Marco Rubio then responds, since it would be a terrible mistake to take Taiwan by force, and he's pretending like the United States is the military prowess to face China in a conflict. But before the Iran war, we only had 5 days of ammunition, and now we have literally less than 24 hours if we wanted to go into a hot war with China. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we will watch Xi Jinping's 3 minutes of addressing Donald Trump. Follow that with Donald Trump. And the last thing we're going to watch is Pete Hegseth's childlike AI-generated video advocating for the $1.5 trillion budget for the United States military. And the final cherry on top will be Trump saying that Venezuela should be the 51st state of the United States of America. A lot to talk about, folks. But before we do, I want to remind you, hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. This is the Valenti Pod. Thank you for joining me. I am a dirtbag socialist. I fucking hate fascism, and I'm a dissident of the Fuhrer and a dissident of this American fascist regime. Because of that, my content is not pumped out on YouTube as much, so I do not make a lot of money, and I refuse to have conversations with advertisers, sponsors, billionaires, governments, tax, any of that shit, right? So if you do want to support this channel financially, please do. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can buy merch, like the posters. We also have mugs. We got hoodies. We got all that jazz. It's located down below. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me directly, just like Kelly Siobhan just did with $10. Thank you very much for the $10. You can also click the join button down below to become a member of the channel. That'll give you access to member-only content and some pretty cool emotes. And then last but not least, you can become a patron on Patreon by donating $1 a month, $2 a month, $5 a month, whatever the hell you want to donate. It goes a long way. This is entirely grassroots-funded media. I can't stress enough how grateful I am to all of you for allowing me to have a job that I truly fucking love and I believe is important. You know, we need to be spreading more independent voices. We need to let the mainstream media know that their grip, their vice grip on the American public has completely shattered, and we are waking up, okay? So again, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. But without further ado, we're going to dive right in. So everybody hates Israel. Everybody hates Israel. We know this. But why does everybody hate Israel? Well, there's a litany of different reasons. I mean, they've committed a genocide. They have AIPAC pulling the strings in American politics. They gathered blackmail and Donald Trump raping children, and because of that, we are now in a war in Iran. There's all of these different reasons, but I want to show you this latest Lego video from Explosive Media. And Explosive Media is the Iranians who are making these Lego propaganda videos that actually slap hard as fuck. But this one, I think, is their best one yet because it's not really, it's not funny. It's not funny. It is incredibly serious, and it is incredibly accurate to the fact that in America, you know, we have this fucked up education system that sort of teaches you that America has always done good. Always. And the few times that we have done evil, it's been for good reasons, right? And all of that is bullshit. I mean, I know that a fuckload of you were never taught about the American blockade of Japanese oil, which then led to the attack on Pearl Harbor that was manufactured intentionally so that we could go to war with Germany. I mean, I know a lot of you probably don't know about like the CIA funding the Mujahideen and Osama bin Laden, which then ended up turning into Al Qaeda and then ended up leading to 9/11. There's all this shit, or the American never-ending support of Israel, and the reason why the Israelis, a nation the size of New Jersey, is able to commit so much violence and bloodshed is simply because of your money. Your money. The American tax dollars. That's what funds their entire genocidal apartheid regime. So I want to watch this video with you. I did watch it once already. Then we're going to react to it a little bit. This is, fair warning, this is some, it's sad, it's moving, but it's really, really good. Here we go.
Next decisions will for himself.
He'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Sit down. Keep your eyes on the board.
Fucking Iranian Kylo Ren about to drop some bars.
It's red because the history is book. Your fairy tales and your plastic freedom stand.
You are the winter
Today.
soldier, aren't you?
You count the scars on stolen land. Take it back to 53, Operation Ajax. But the coup crushed the roots, covering the fake tracks. Then the velvet January schemes, ripping at the seams, burning down the dreams, leaving nothing but the screams. Sat around the table, brought the olive branch to you. From the burning nuclear talks, back to torn tooth, even down in Muscat. The match red, you shook our hands, stabbed our backs, left the treaties dead. Point the finger at us, man, check the speed. Built up by South. Say upon the terror in the dirt, let them make it cease. And you assassinate the men who reaching peace, targeting Hotchkiss and demonstrating common aims. You are the saviors, you're the villains of the day. War crimes over habit, scanner routine. Flight 655, blown right out the screen, down to the guns of me now. Innocence is torn apart. Why you paint your face skill with the black and heart? Black and heart, black and heart, black and heart.
Lesson learned. Live by some.
You stole the beast and you targeted you. We don't believe in your lies anymore. They don't really care about.
Exit stage
Once that was early with a new car, let's go. Our first stop is no end to these falls. And in the forest of savings, these cars that can help you earn rewards on travel savings. Into the credit card that shows you a coupon up front, so you can apply with more confidence. Find the travel cards that help you go further. Bon voyage.
They don't really care about us. Michael Jackson. Now, here's the thing, guys. I don't know if you can know this, but like,
Try something different.
Michael Jackson had I forgot the name of his. It was like his own version of Disney. You know, like a place for children to come and play and be safe. Like, there was these rumors that MJ was touching kids. He wasn't. What MJ was doing was Neverland, thank you, was trying to provide these children with a safer place to go so that they wouldn't be rounded up and raped by the Epstein class. You know, like the Diddy style shit. MJ was deep within Hollywood and he could see what was going on with these children. He was also robbed of his childhood. And I think that it was something that, like, the government aligned with different Hollywood elites, they decided to try and throw MJ under the bus in order to put all of this child rape bullshit on him and keep the focus away from the actual child rapists. You know, like, he was doing everything he fucking could to try and save these kids. I think that he was unironically, like, I think Michael Jackson was like an Epstein victim. Not in the sense where he was, like, raped by Jeffrey Epstein, but that he was killed by the Epstein class because he could have spilled the beans and he was working against them. Like, I genuinely believe this.
Stole the beast and you targeted you. We don't believe in your lies anymore. They don't really care about us. Stand up. A million voices, it's a single sound. Down, 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 down.
Listen close to the alphabet of the country plan. The ABCs, the sections on our holy land. A is for that. B is for the boss dog, and now they instant insane. It's a fraud. B is for the black kids, suffering in pain section in the medicine for political gain. C is for the channels who love it, your best. Funding propaganda just to cover up your tracks. D is for the humanized, treating us like earth, labeling us monsters to justify the hurt. These are bullets with no sound.
So somebody says I hate AI, but these songs are always bangers. The animation is AI, okay? The Explosive Media is just a group of Iranians who live in the UK, and they actually write the songs, and then they use AI to, I guess, sing it. But no, the music is real. The music is a real guy. Human animators exist, though. Listen, I'm not advocating for clankers, but I am telling you that the music is not AI generated.
In the economy funded by dollars to keep us divided and trapped in the dark, you build up a wall for truth-seeking Americans with the mark, cause it was never about rights, never about care, only about the oil and the power in the air is real. Grab the land, hold the ground, to the Middle East, on the ground. So the piece and you targeted you. We don't believe in your lesson anymore. They don't really care about us. Not a million voices, a single sound. A million voices, a single sound.
You call it foreign policy. We call it privacy. And without controls. $5 in the US. The Corporate MasterCard gives you the visibility and control to make every payment count and keep business moving. This is TCG Players Love, the trusted marketplace for trading card game players who are always looking to level up. Here's how they do. TCG Player connects you with game stores everywhere, so you can build winning decks, best selection of cards, and best prices, thousands of local game stores wherever you are. So you get the best prices, the best selection, and the confidence to play your best game. TCGPlayers.com. Shop now. Class dismissed. Now rewrite your textbooks.
Every nation on Earth shares a common scar left by America, a dark memory of plunder, assassinations, coups, looting, and war. Yet, among all these nations, we are the one that stood on its own 2 feet, defended its independence, and forged ahead. Today, their ultimate weapon is a label, calling anyone who defies them a terrorist. But we will never back down. We are here to shatter their hollow hegemony once and for all. And they quite literally fucking have again. American hegemony has collapsed ever since Donald Trump was put in office, but the illegal and offensive war of aggression in the name of Israel, Operation Epstein's Fury, it has been the final nail in the coffin. It has, I believe, opened up the eyes of the overwhelming majority of Americans to the reality, which is we are not the USA, we are the USI, the United Slaves of Israel. That's what we are, bro. All of our politicians, well, not all of them, but almost every single politician, no matter which camp they're in, Republican or Democrat, are literally puppets for the pro-Zionist Israeli dog people who control the United States of America. It is absolutely disgusting, and we know that the overwhelming majority of Americans are waking up to this fact. And actually, Harry Enton, our boy on CNN, our transatlantic accent boy here, he covers why, or shows you the numbers of Americans who are disproportionately turning against Israel. Let's get a quick look at this.
Netanyahu himself was a major problem when it comes to public opinion in the United States. Look at this. Americans say they are not confident when it comes to Netanyahu and world affairs. Look at this. In 2023, the not confident percentage was 42. Up significantly, up like a rocket, up to 59%. That's a nearly 20-point movement in just 3 years' time. And now the majority of Americans say they are not confident when it comes to Netanyahu and world affairs. And we're not just talking Democrats here. We're talking the entire American public, nearly 3 in 5. All right. Well,
so nearly 60% of Americans think that Netanyahu is a dog shit fucking leader.
talking about sort of same breakdown here because there are two interesting stories going on at the same time. Yeah, there's two interesting stories. You might think that this might be a story of young Democrats moving significantly against Israel and moving against Bibi Netanyahu. But in fact, there's a twist to the numbers here. Yes, it is young Democrats, but it's actually older Democrats who are more likely to say that they're not confident when it comes to Bibi Netanyahu and welfare. Look at this. Among Democrats under the age of 50, it's 73%. But look at this. Look among Democrats 50 years and older. It's actually larger. It's 81%. And both of these numbers.
So this right here,
but it's actually older.
This number, what this goes to show you is that it is a cop-out and it is a lie to say that older people in general, by and large, support Israel. It is not just older people. It is only older Republicans. The Republican Party is actually an extension of the Israeli government, okay? The Democrat Party, the voters at least, not the establishment, but the voters, vehemently fucking despise Israel no matter what age they are. It is simply a problem with the Republican Party.
Many of whom are not.
Thanks for the gifted membership.
Not confident. This is not confident. They are not confident. Hey, you don't talk about Republicans too. This is interesting. Sort of dichotomy we see here. Yeah, okay. So, I said you might have expected younger Democrats to be leading the charge and not being confident in Bibi Netanyahu, but in fact, older Democrats. But look at the reverse here. Look among Republicans, because here, there is a massive age. Look at this. Republicans were not confident in Bibi Netanyahu. Look at this. Younger Republicans nearly...
See what this is? So 58% of younger Republicans are not confident in Netanyahu. Now, remember that Republican voters don't actually care about science. They don't actually care about the genocide. They don't care about the Greater Israel Project. They just hate Jews. That's the reality of it. You see all of these Christ cucks on Instagram posting clips from the Kingdom of Heaven with King Baldwin, like conquering Jerusalem and shit like that. The Republicans hate Israel because they're Jews, right? People like me and people on the left who hate Israel, we hate them because they are a Zionist apartheid ethno-state that has committed a genocide and uses AIPAC and other Israel lobby groups to control the United States of America. We are not the same.
58% compared to 30% of Republicans who are 50 and older. This to me is so fascinating.
So this, if you reverse it, what this means is 70% of Republicans over the age of 50 still support Benjamin Netanyahu, okay? So this does have something to do with, the boomer Republicans, these people who were propagandized by evangelical Christian experts who told, 65 million of these people that your job as a Christian is to protect Israel. Your job as a Christian is to prepare this world for the second coming of Christ, which can only happen once the Jewish people, the chosen people, control the entirety of Judea and Samaria, despite what countries exist there in the current world, right? This is inherently a Republican issue, and if you hammer it down even further, it's a boomer Republican issue. So the geriatric fucks and the GOP, they are the people bolstering up Israel. They're the people who are carrying the flame. This is like what Republicans are doing for Israel, okay?
Within the Republican Party when it comes to Bibi Netanyahu and when it comes, of course, to Israel as well. And this, to me, is going to be very interesting in the years to come, especially in the 2028 primary season, where we're seeing this massive split within the Republican Party on Israel. And Israel is going to get candidates who come down here and say, maybe we want to do a split and try to appeal to younger Republicans. Israel.
I highly doubt there will be a single Republican candidate who is, who has the courage to separate themselves from this. I highly doubt that. I mean, let's think about the people who are going to run for president in 2028, right? So we got Donald Trump. If he's alive, he's definitely going to run for a third term. We got J.D. Vance. He desperately wants to be the president, not for any reason. It's not like he has any good policies or even has any policies. He's just addicted to power for the sake of having power. So Trump, he'll never cut from Israel. J.D., he'll never cut from Israel. Marco Rubio's going to run for president. He'll never cut from Israel. Pete Hegseth, he's going to run for president. He'll never cut from Israel. I can't even really think. I mean, I don't think Tucker Carlson is going to run, but if Tucker ran, I highly doubt that he would cut from Israel. He would probably just say that Benjamin Netanyahu is the problem. He's just a cop-out because something 85% of Israelis vehemently support the genocide in Gaza, that it hasn't gone far enough. So this is not a problem with the leadership of Israel. This is a problem with the culture of Israel. It is an inferior culture that literally gets murder boners off the idea of building a fucking casino on top of the corpses of dead babies. Okay, this is an Israeli problem. It's not a Benjamin Netanyahu problem.
majority of young Republicans saying they're not Republicans. Yeah, exactly. Double the percentage for Republicans. So the poll showing.
All right. That's what we got from Harry Enton. Now, I want you to understand this. Remember, we covered this story a couple weeks ago. So the Israelis in their torture camps, right, where they have Palestinians and they torture them, the Israelis have trained dogs, like actual canines, on how to rape Palestinians, right? And this is confirmed reporting with over 14 different witness testimonies, right, from both guards at the torture facilities and Palestinians who witnessed this this rape torture, right? So this is an irrefutable fact, and I believe the New York Times wrote an article about this. You know, the Israelis had some sort of spray, chemical mixture that they would tie down the Palestinians on their hands and knees, and they would spray their backsides with this chemical spray that would then get the dogs to come and rape them. It is the most, I know it sounds so outlandish and abhorrent, but we are talking about Israel. Okay, this is an inferior people, an inferior culture. Anybody and everybody who is not a Jewish Zionist is a subhuman, right? That's why they have the word goyim, right? They just don't believe that anybody other than themselves exists or matter, right? So the New York Times wrote this article about it, and Benjamin Netanyahu and the nation state of Israel are quite literally suing the New York Times for blood libel. Get a look at what he posted.
Today, I'm instructed by legal advisors to consider the harshest legal action against the New York Times. The claim that the soldiers of Israel perpetuated a bloodline without rape, trying to create a false symmetry between the genocidal terrorists of Hamas and Israel. Under my leadership, Israel will not be silent. You will fight these lies in the court of public opinion and in the court of law. Truth will prevail.
You are correct that the truth will prevail. More and more people are waking up to the fact that you are demented, psychopathic murder rapists. So here's the New York Times response to this threat of legal action.
Get the fuck out of here. Then they got
Piece of opinion journalism starts with a proposition to the readers. Quote, whatever our views of the Middle East conflict, we should be able to unite in condemning rape, end quote. He draws together on-the-record accounts and cites several analyses documenting the practice of sexual violence and abuse conducted by various parts of Israel's security forces and settlers. The accounts of the 14 men